Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Girl, pour yourself another glass of wine, fill it to the brim because you need to be sitting down for this. You know how I always tell you I've matured with my finances? Well, there is a reason for that. I have a story of pettiness so astronomical that I haven't told a soul until tonight. We have to go back 10 years. I was in my Wolf of Wall Street phase. I had just become a multimillionaire overnight, but my emotional maturity was stuck in sophomore year. So the drama starts with the DMV. I needed to renew my sports car registration, but apparently the price had gone up by $4. I sent the old amount, so they rejected it. I go down there to pay the $4 in person. I get called to the window by this miserable guy named Gary. Gary decides to wield his tiny power like a hammer. He refuses to just take the cash. He tries to charge me interest on the full $1,500 fee because the payment was technically late. He's literally sweating trying to find an override code to screw me over. Thankfully, the system wouldn't let him, but as he stamped my paperwork, he looked me dead in the eye with a smug smirk and said, "You know, in the future, you should just send in extra money. The DMV will refund you the difference. It saves everyone time." Just send extra money, girl. That sentence lived rent-free in my head for an entire year. I wanted revenge. I wanted to be the pettiest person on the planet. After a rude DMV clerk told me to just send extra money next time to avoid processing delays. Fast forward a year later. A house purchase fell through, so I had $500,000 in cash just sitting in my checking account. It was time to renew my registration again. I remembered Gary, and I thought, you want extra? I'll give you extra. I drove to my bank feeling like a movie villain. I asked the teller for a cashier's check made out to the DMV. She asks for how much. I looked her in the eye and said, everything, cleared balance, $500,000. The teller literally stopped typing. Sir, excuse me, you want a cashier's check for $500,000 made out to the DMV? I said yes. She actually tried to save me. She whispered, this is a horrible idea. Do you know how hard it is to reverse this? But I was fueled by spite. I took that check and wrote a note. Your clerk told me to send extra money next time. I'll be waiting for my refund. I mailed it. I walked out of the post office feeling like a god. I thought, take that, Gary. I thought it would jam up their system for a week and they'd send it back. Malicious compliance, right? Girl, I was so wrong. I sent a $500,000 check to the DMV as a prank because a clerk told me to send extra money next time. I thought they would just mail it back. But here is the thing about the government, they like money, and the DMV has an automated system. A robot opened the mail, scanned the check, and the machine just went beep boop beep and slurped up my life savings. The check cleared, my bank account was empty. I waited for a call. Nothing. Finally, after 2 weeks, I get a call from the supervisor of accounting at the state DMV. She sounds like she's having a panic attack. Sir, did you mean to send this check? Absolutely, I said, using my best rich guy voice. Just deduct the fee and send me the refund. Silence, then she whispers, sir, we can't. My stomach dropped. What do you mean you can't? Our system has a refund cap. We cannot issue a refund check for that amount without legislative approval. And the money isn't here anymore. It gets swept to the general fund immediately. We literally do not have the money to send back to you. Girl, I started sweating. I wasn't the Wolf of Wall Street anymore. I was a toddler who just flushed his dad's Rolex down the toilet. My malicious compliance backfired so hard. The DMV had my $500,000 and they told me they literally didn't have the money to refund me because it had been swept into the state general fund. It was a catastrophe. The DMV had to open an internal investigation. They involved the state treasury. I had to fill out affidavits explaining that I wasn't a money launderer, just a petty idiot trying to annoy a clerk named Gary. It took 6 months. For half a year, I was broke because all my cash was with the government. Finally, they figured it out, but they couldn't write a check that big, so they wired the money to my bank. But out of the blue, my bank sees a $500,000 wire from the state treasury. They thought I was an international arms dealer. They froze my accounts and rejected the wire. The money bounced back to the state. I'm screaming at my bank manager. It's my refund from the DMV. And he's like, "Sir, nobody gets a $500,000 refund from the DMV. We are filing a suspicious activity report." I had to go in physically with a stack of letters proving I was just stupid, not a criminal. And the cherry on top, I got hit with returned item fees. I paid the fees. I was so defeated. It took a year to get my money back. I gave the state an interest-free loan and flagged myself on every watch list. And Gary, he probably never even knew.